That performance was utterly shameful for Manchester City. Honestly, all those players that played on that pitch today should be ashamed of themselves for that second half performance. I am absolutely fuming at that. I can't believe we let that slip so easily. We handed that result to Spurs in that second half. We were shit in that second half. It was so bad. So bad. Lack of heart, lack of desire, lack of backbone, no spine, spineless. Spineless City, they should call us. So bad. How are we doing this in a title race? We've been. I know we've been bad. I know we've not been good this year. I know we haven't been good. Okay, but when Arsenal leave the door ajar for us to get in there and keep the pressure on them, we should have been out of this title race a long time ago, and Arsenal kept leaving the door ajar. We dropped points and they dropped points. They let us back into the title race. I tapped out after Brighton and Arsenal kept letting us back in. And Arsenal went to Leeds yesterday, got a big result, a very big result. Regardless of it's Leeds, yeah. But Leeds have been doing well this year. And City go to Spurs, a shocking Spurs side. They're in turmoil. Thomas Frank will be gone. He will not see the season out, in my opinion, or he should not see the season out. The fans were booing those players off the pitch, to go out into the second half. Sorry, I can't even get my words out. They were booing the players off the pitch at the end of the first half, and Man City had the easiest first half that Spurs could have given them. All the time, all the space in the world. Ryan Cherky was a good goal. He was pulling the strings in the first half of City. He looked good. But that first goal, he had all the time and all the space in the world to do whatever he pleased. Spurs basically bent over for him and said, yes, stick. Right, pause. That's just getting mad. But he stuck the ball in the back of the net. It's so infuriating when you see your players and they aren't trying. They aren't giving you what you need. They aren't, if I was about to say, if they tried in that second half, it would have been better. But you can't be drawing to this Spurs side when you're 2-0 up. You can't be letting that slip. It's a complete and utter It's a complete and utter capitulation, sorry. Oh, honestly, City have such a soft underbelly. It's like everything we used to say about Arsenal. Mentality, soft underbelly, Everything we used to say about Arsenal is now applicable to Manchester City. We can just take everything that I said over the past 3 years about Arsenal, 4 years, and just let me say that about Manchester City right now. Because that, honestly, it's like we caught whatever disease Arsenal have or had. If the league wasn't as weak as it is this year, we might be even be in a flipping top 4 race or top 5. I don't even flipping know. It's really bad, and it looks decent. It doesn't look too bad because it's second in the table. But I've never felt like this under Pep Guardiola. I've never felt like questioning the manager too much, but I'm questioning the manager a bit. I'm questioning him, and I'll never say Pep out for what he's done for the team, but I am now questioning this guy, and I just want to know where his head is at. His head seems to be in the clouds. His head seems to be elsewhere, because there's no way with the quality we have on that pitch that we should be putting in performances like that. And I feel like that can only be coming from the manager or from somewhere higher up the coaching staff. I don't know where it's coming from, but there's something around City now. There's an air around City where it seems negative. It seems like we can't, we go 2-0 up and are we going to win the game? That should never be a question. It looked like a flipping charity match in that first half. It looked like City had gone to some primary school and we were playing the bloody lads at the primary school, let's give them a bit of a game, like charitable Man City or something like that. It looked like we were playing the under-18s to boost our confidence a little bit. That's what it flipping looked like. We should have tucked that game to bed. It should. This is what I mean though. Spurs fans were walking out the stadium at half time. They were gone. They were all planning to leave the stadium anyway on the 75th minute in protest against the team and the performances and the manager. like turmoil. It's the same with United when we played United. They were in turmoil at the time, really bad, and we got battered by Manchester United, and now we give Spurs the flipping draw. You know, I went on stream earlier. I got Spurs fans fuming at me because now Arsenal are guaranteed to win the league. Anyhow, Man City go to Anfield and perform the way we did in that second half, we will get flipping slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. That Spurs stadium was like a graveyard today. It was like a graveyard. Literally, the fans were fuming. They were so down. You know, they weren't up for it at all. So we go to Anfield and perform the way we did with that Anfield crowd, we will get absolutely slaughtered. I'm telling you now, we will get absolutely slaughtered. And it's so difficult now as a City fan to go into this next week and feel confident and feel comfortable. You know, obviously we've got Newcastle and we've got a cushion there, but, you know, even that now, I'm looking at it and thinking, well, we had a cushion against flipping Spurs and we bottled it. So we go to Anfield, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not massively confident at all. Well, obviously I'm not massively confident. Like, Jesus, the way we perform then. But yeah, I mean, Rodri as well. Like, I have to talk about Rodri in that second half because Jesus Christ, like, he's like an old man at the moment, just getting skipped past so easily. You know, it's like taking candy from a baby coming up against Rodri at the moment. It's really bad. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I know he's just come back from a big injury, but he shouldn't be getting beat that easily. He should not be getting beaten that easily. You know, the defense, as soon as we had a bit of pressure put on us, capitulated. And this is why I'm saying that we looked so spineless and a lack of backbone and a lack of anything. You know, we just didn't offer anything in that second half of substance. You know, that's what it feels like at the moment. It feels so, like, drippy, drabby, like, just nothing football. And that's what it felt like against United. That's what it felt like against Bodo. Do you know what I mean when I'm saying, like, lack of substance and lack of just anything? It's so lackluster, so bad, and it's so slow. You know, going forward, it was so slow, passing it sideways in the last couple minutes, like we don't have a title on the line. You know what I mean? Like, it was just so poor. And the context of the Spurs, obviously playing against Spurs, and with the context behind that and how bad they've been this year, every team can confidently go to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and believe that they can go and get 3 points there. Every team in the Premier League looks at Tottenham Hotspur and has belief that they can go and get 3 points there. Every team. And for City to bottle a 2-goal cushion like that is just devastating. Congratulations to Arsenal on your Premier League title. Absolutely, yeah, mint. You lot of dickheads, mate. Honestly. In fact, I can't even get pissed off at Arsenal. This is all City's doing. It's all City's doing. Arsenal are there for the taking this year. They are there to, you know what I mean? City should be beating these, you know, like City of yesteryear would never let Arsenal get away with this. You know what's so much more sore as well as a Manchester City fan is because Arteta's there. Like, it's Arteta. It's Pep's son. This is Pep's assistant manager who's left and is now taking the Premier League title away from Pep Guardiola, out of Pep Guardiola's grasp. You know, Mikel Arteta, I hate this guy as well. He's so annoying, bro. So annoying. Gabriel Jesus, former City player, is going to be like, we're winning the league against City, you know what I mean? It's just so annoying, man. Like, football is so annoying when you're not winning. I really wish I was doing this whole YouTube thing, streaming thing in 2023. I'd have been sat here with a nice little cigar, nice little shades on, you know what I mean, buzzing, gloating to the camera, and instead I'm sat in my room fuming at what I'm seeing from Manchester City. Erling Haaland, bro, you look like a lamppost. You look like a cardboard cutout. So ineffective. You know, you're looking like Gyökeres, bro. You're looking like Højlund. This is the level we're talking. You know, I know Haaland has dry spells. I know he tends to have these patches where it ain't looking great. But, bro, he's been so bad. You know what I mean? We bring Phil Foden on. Foden's been so bad. You know, when you just think back at the players we used to have, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan in his pomp, Rodri and Bernardo in their pomp, David Silva, Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling, these boys, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like these boys never let that happen, but we have got quality out on that pitch, and it is Premier League winning quality, I think. Maybe the midfield's still looking really weak, but I feel like everything I thought I knew about this team is just in tatters right now. It's just an absolute shambles. And that's what the whole feeling around the club right now. That's what it feels like. A lack of identity, a lack of it's just yeah. I don't even know, a lack of everything. On the channel, in the next week, I've got a tier list ranking all the signings this season from the summer transfer window and the January transfer window. That tier list video, that ranking, is coming out tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. What else have we got? Obviously, we've got Newcastle. There'll be a preview for that. We've got match reactions from Newcastle. We will have preview for Liverpool, match reactions for Liverpool, and everything in between, keeping you updated on all Manchester City news, football news as well. So just stay tuned. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It massively helps the channel out. I am so done with today. I'm sick as a parrot. And I want to get this video wrapped up. I've had to record this video 3 times. 3 times I've had to sit here for 15 minutes or whatever and talk about how shit Manchester City have been. It feels like flipping doomsday. I think that's the day where it keeps. Honestly, that's what it feels like right now, because the audio wasn't working on the last 2 videos. So now I've had to sit here and do it again. So if you could just please like, comment, share, and subscribe, that would make it all worthwhile. So do that right now. And I will see you lot in a bit next week for all your Manchester City and footballing needs. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. See you lot later.